First off, let me apologize for not being around on Thursday to do the video report as promised. You know, guys, I rarely miss doing a video report because I don't want to let my fans out there down. Oh, please, give me a break, right? But let me just tell you how the last 72, hell, it's not even been 72 hours. Like the last 48, 60 hours have gone for me. Tuesday night, I'm sitting at home, I'm catching up. It's my DVR night. I had already knocked off The Good Wife, The Mentalist, one episode of Castle, I had one more to go. I was sitting down, I thought, oh, let me start watching Mad Men because, you got to be in the right mood to watch a story and a show that really is so disjointed like Mad Men has become. So I'm starting to watch it. All of a sudden, Steve calls and he says, hey, remember those guys that were interested in taking a meeting? They want to have the meeting tomorrow. Oh, like tomorrow as in 14 hours from now. So that necessitated a very quick trip for both of us to New York City. Now, if you weren't aware, you may have seen that I believe that they were reshooting scenes from that awful movie, Noah. I expected Russell Crowe and Jennifer Connelly to pop out from anywhere around the street corners in Times Square on Wednesday. You're talking about a deluge. We're talking about raining cats and dogs. I thought a nor'easter had hit at the end of April. It was awful. And FYI, Jennifer Connelly, they were great in The Beautiful Mind. Russell Crowe and her, and this, of course, it was a retreat teaming of them. Noah, awful. Please don't waste 3 hours of your life you're never going to get back if you even have to rent the movie on DVD. I'm just telling you that. I'm just being upfront with you. But Jennifer Connelly, if you ever saw her in an early film of hers, Career Opportunities from the late 80s with Frank Whaley, all set in a Target store, and The Long Hot Summer, an awful remake featuring Don Johnson, there's some redeeming qualities about that movie, and I'm talking about Jennifer Connelly. But anyway, I digress. It's pouring rain. It's just awful. It's, hey, we had the meeting. Everything goes better than expected. No problem. So I head back home, knowing, though, that in less than 12 hours, I got to go back to New York City for another meeting, which was yesterday. So we go to that meeting, and this meeting is going great, and it's going long, and it's going longer, and it started at 1 o'clock. And I have a 5 o'clock flight out of JFK to get back home, okay? Now, finally at 3:30, I go, I got to take the car. The car's been sitting out there along the street, right outside of the Broadway district, off of Times Square. Get in the car. You're only 14 miles if the crow flies from there to JFK. Well, that's not real. 14 miles you normally go, with a little traffic, 25, 30 minutes. You ever try to drive through New York to get to one of the airports? Seriously? An hour and 32 minutes later, I got there for the flight. The problem is that means I got to the airport at 5:10 and the flight took off at 5 o'clock. So much for that American flight. And then now suddenly I'm booking on JetBlue because it's the last flight out. Now, I'm the type of guy who gets to the airport about 45 minutes before they close the boarding doors, okay? My wife, on the other hand, she wants to get there 3.5 days early. And I do believe that I definitely cause her a little too much duress when I'm racing to the airport, and she would have liked to have been there 2 hours earlier, okay? So I get there, the JetBlue flight. I'm thinking it's almost time to board. I'm there at 5 o'clock. The flight's at 9 o'clock. I head over to the gate at like 8:15, delayed to 10:10. Well, suddenly then 9:15 arrives, and we find out this flight is coming from the Dominican Republic. It's at another terminal. It has to be cleared by customs, cleaned down, and then they'll bring the flight over. Now suddenly it's 10:45 when I'm getting on the plane. We leave at 11 o'clock. I've been at the airport since 5 o'clock. That's 5 more hours than I have probably spent total at the airport in the last 7 times I've flown. So before the gate procedure started and the boarding procedure started, I hear the guy at the JetBlue, very nice guy, says, we apologize for the inconvenience. If there's anything we can do, just come on up to the desk and we'll try to accommodate you. What are you going to do, get the damn plane here sooner? I'm tired of being at JFK. I like terminal number 5, but I didn't like it that damn much. Plus, you made me miss Elementary last night. Now, next Tuesday, I got to catch up on DVR night on 2 episodes of Elementary. So I am pissed. So we get on the plane on JetBlue. Naturally, they don't have any internet. And I'm stuck watching the Clippers game against the Warriors. Was that a pathetic exhibition of basketball last night? Just pathetic basketball. The Clippers couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. What is wrong with Chris Paul? DeAndre Jordan? You got Shaquille O'Neal, Wilt Chamberlain disease. You cannot shoot a free throw. Anyway, then they make the aborted comeback. Of course, I have a 5-dime play on the Clippers last night. Laying a point, they lose by 1. Go figure. So I finally get back in. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning by the time I get back home. And I'm running through this radio report right now because I've got another flight to catch because I'm off to Phoenix, and that's the way my 72 hours have been running. And FYI, in the midst of all this, I happened to meet a very nice woman on the train, going up to New York City, or coming back from New York City on Wednesday. A woman by the name of Elizabeth from Northern Virginia, like Arlington, Virginia. Her and her husband were on the plane, but he happened to be sitting in the row, so she's sitting there, and I'm one of these people, in case you haven't noticed, I have the gift for gab. I can walk in a room of 100 strangers and know 99 of them probably within 15 minutes. And I won't remember their names, but I'm just that type of guy. So we're talking, what you doing? She sees the website, blah, 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 and I tell her everything. And she was really amazed because she didn't understand the whole sports gambling thing. But she said, so people come to your website, and do they have to pay to watch your videos? I said, no, they just come to the website and watch the videos. She says, and what did they get? And I said, well, sometimes I talk about gambling. Sometimes I talk about why I can't understand how 23 million people bought Cyndi Lauper's first album way back in the early 80s. I mean, what was wrong with the world at that point that 23 million people had to run out and buy that awful album from Cyndi Lauper, who's now currently touring with Cher? I mean, these are the type of things that really bother me in life. And then she said it, and she really summed it up quite accurately. She said, so you mean they just come to the site and they watch you because of your rants? And I thought, yeah, I guess maybe that is it. But anyway, let's get to the free selections tonight. Let's talk about some discounts as well. Hi, Elizabeth, if you happen to be watching today. I've got an NBA selection and some free baseball plays coming your way, too. Listen, going to first turn to Jeff Benton and say congratulations, because although I lost with the Clippers, he had a 100-dime winner, number 3 out of 4 last night with the Golden State Warriors, which you got as the half-price play of the day. Today, the half-price play of the day is Craig Davis with a 100-dime release, which matches the biggest of his career in the NBA. 100-dime max wager winner number 3 in a row, the Spurs and the Mavericks. Remember his previous 2 100-dime winners, both in the championship for men's basketball in the Final Four. Connecticut outright over Florida, and then in the title game, UConn outright over Kentucky. $10 bettors up over $5,200 the past 10 weeks. You get it for half price by using coupon code HALF, HALF. And we're going to pick up the pace here because my wife might kill me if I don't get out of here and get to the airport soon. Trust me, if I don't do a video report tomorrow, you know exactly why. Murdered. Talk about Scott Delaney, not only going for winning day number 13 out of 14, but his biggest release of the entire baseball season, his 100-dime AL West Game of the Year, Rangers and Angels, 54-31 run with 100-dime releases over the past 3 years, including Tuesday's winner on the Wizards against the Bulls, play that you got as the half-price play of the day. Last night, of course, hit a 30-dime total winner. Thunder Grizzlies over, which you got just for $9, and this play is significantly bigger, and it's also discounted today. You can save $70 and get it for just $29 by using coupon code SCOTT70. SCOTT70. $9 payday winner number 9 out of 11 is Anthony Red. 69 playoff winner number 5 out of 6. The Mavs Spurs over under. You get it for $9 using coupon code $9, the number 9, DOLLARS. And then guaranteed play from Chris Jordan. Guaranteed NBA total of the year, Portland, Houston, the over under. Must win this play, or you are going to get his top rated 1,000 star winner number 16 out of 23 in baseball. And that's like a 4 or 5 year run tomorrow for free. All the details on his website, but here's something even better. You save $75 on that guaranteed play by using coupon code CHRIS75. CHRIS75. Okay, let's talk about game number 6 of the Spurs-Mavs series. The thing that's really impressed me about the Mavericks in this series is how well they've done on the boards. And a team that's actually played some defense after playing no defense throughout the regular season. I think it helps tremendously. They got Juwan Blair back tonight, the ex-Spur. That's another big body to go here. Listen, Tony Parker has basically disappeared in this entire series after halftime. Mavs are playing with confidence. They know they should have been up in this series because they should have won game number 1 instead of that late fold in the final 7.5 minutes. I think the Mavericks are the play here tonight. Brooklyn, Toronto, I don't know which way to go in that one. I mean, my God, you saw Toronto at times absolutely blow out the Nets and then get outscored by 20 points playing at home in the fourth quarter and fail to cover the other day. So no opinion in that particular contest. And, of course, my best bet happens to be the other game between Portland and Houston. In baseball today, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Royals minus $1.40 at home against the Detroit Tigers. James Shields has won each of his last 3 starts, giving up just 5 runs and 13 hits with 27 strikeouts in 21 innings of work. Royals had won their three prior games before losing to Toronto 7-3 last night, including the first 2 in that series against the Blue Jays. But more importantly, they scored a total of 23 runs in those 4 games after scoring just 25 in the 7 prior. So they're finally finding their offensive groove. Rick Porcello, 15 career starts against the Royals, 4.55 earned run average, a 4.09 ERA on the road last year and 2 road starts this season. That ERA on the highway is 7.15. That's why I'm going with Kansas City. And I also like the Phillies and Cliff Lee to bounce back from a poor performance for Lee when he gave up 5 runs in 6 innings at Arizona. Prior game at Los Angeles against the Dodgers, 8 innings of 4-hit shutout ball, struck out 10. Prior home start before that one against the Dodgers, came against the Braves, went the distance, giving up 11 hits, 1 run, struck out 13 batters, 2.4 earned run average at home. Steven Strasburg has an ERA of over 4, okay? And his 2 road starts against the Mets and Marlins this season, he has an ERA over 9. So I'm going to go with the Phillies in this one, minus $1.10. Those are your free selections. Best of luck to you guys. I'm going to hit in the road, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow from Phoenix, Arizona.